Bandanana. Banana. Sorry, you can't... Oh, that's still part of my inventory. Right. Okay, I can see where they get that from Phantasy Star Online. I should not be expecting this to be any similar to an MMO, but... I should also expect it to be similar to it as well, because this is where it started. It also doesn't help the fact that I am playing other games, though. So I'm getting a wide variety of different combats and mechanics and things that each turn-based RPG has that changes up the formula. Which is why Pokemon is kind of, going back to that topic, which is kind of why Pokemon in its own right is not going anywhere in terms of, to me. It's because it's, while yes, it's the same over and over again, games like these and Phantasy Star or Final Fantasy and Phantasy Star, they implement different things that change up each game's iteration for combat and, mechanics and stuff like that. They change up so many different things to make each game feel unique. Pokemon doesn't, is the problem. And I don't really know what Pokemon can do, considering Pokemon's basis. There's really not much of what Pokemon can do that won't ruin anything. They tried with Sun and Moon and failed miserably. They took out the basis of gym badges and HMs. Basically, your HMs are basically just glorified, ride your Pokemon. While I loved it, I didn't like that they replaced HMs. While I did like the idea with no badges, I didn't like what they did with it. If that's all Pokemon can do to change up its flow, it's going to be a tough time. With Final Fantasy changing up iterations and different mechanics every generation, every game, Phantasy Star is following suit while still keeping the same core mechanics of an RPG franchise. Phantasy Star hasn't changed much, but that's what Pokemon is sorely lacking. But honestly, with Pokemon as is, I think it's kind of locked. But to me, that's the biggest reason why Pokemon as a whole, as an RPG, it's starting to fall off comparison to its competitors. It's because games like Final Fantasy changes up every iteration, making it each generation unique. So games like, for instance, 10 had a sphere grid system. 7 had materia. 9 had gear giving you abilities. 3 was the origin of the job class system. Stuff like that makes each iteration feel unique. What does Pokemon have? The only thing that Pokemon has going for it with its uniqueness, which is why we as a fans want it so badly, it's because of freaking gimmicks like Pokemon following you. Because that's all we're getting. That's why, when it comes to that shit, that's why shiny breeding is becoming a big thing with fans for who, like myself, who does not give a shit about PvP. And stuff like that. It's because there's nothing... Pokemon does not do anything to change, is my point. So we do things, or have things that make it feel unique, which is why buying outfits in this generation, again, is a big thing to me. Because that's all it has that makes it feel different. Is that you're a trainer, and they look different from every other dang person on the planet. Which is amazing. Because that's nice, while it's still limited. But yeah, that's its biggest thing for Pokemon right now, is that it has nothing going for its main battle mechanics. They have not changed up much in terms of that at all. I'm glad they changed a few things, like how certain Pokemon evolve. Maybe they changed up, making it easier. Beauty stat. Or other things. Or, they made EV grinding a little easier in some generations. That's fine that they're making it more prone towards modern gaming. But that's all they did. I would like it if they added in other mechanics. And I'm not talking about the shitty 3-on-3, 2-on-1, 3-on-3 rotation battle, reverse battle nonsense. I'm not talking about that piece of crap. Because I don't give a fuck about that. Because that's all Pokemon has. In terms of anything that changes up its flow, it's in the other battle types. And who honestly gives a fuck about those kind of fights? Now, when you come down to with RPGs that have, a party of like 3 or 4 people, yeah, Pokemon kind of lacks that department. But when you implement a thing that allows you to do other RPG style stuff, you kind of lose it. That's why I did not care about the 2-on-1 or 3-on-3 battles, the rotation fights, or any of the other nonsense that Pokemon has. Because all it is just gimmick side stuff that is not important to the main flow of the gameplay. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to see those more commonly used, just not in the way they did. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of the 3-on-3 fights or whatever. Anything beyond 1-on-1, that's just because that's how Pokemon is formed. But I would prefer it to be like a typical RPG, how it's like this, 3 on whoever, or 4 party members to a thing, but they don't. But that's fine. Because that's what Pokemon is, though. It's you basically go around, you capture everything in the game. That's also a big thing comparatively to other RPGs, is that you're going around capturing every monster. That's Pokemon's biggest advantage to me, is that I've always loved stuff like that. Games that you can collect your opponents or whatever, stuff like that. Like, that's why that's a big feature in Code of Princess for me, even though I haven't really dabbled much past the story when I beat it. But the fact that you can do the story again, but with every character, the idea just amazes me. That's always been a big thing for me. Okay, I'm going to go down the list now, because I don't know who has what. Okay, you have Protector. I think that's all I could equip, though. Yeah. All right. And that's my rant on Pokemon. Honestly, though, it's the truth, though. Honestly, if Pokemon's going to continue the route that it's going, which is nothing, the same, then it, as a series, is not going to grow. And unfortunately, that's just how it is. We're getting older. Pokemon is getting older, but they're not doing anything new. And I can understand that. It's a thing that works. Why change it? Unfortunately, though, you're going to eventually lose someone. With a series that progresses, you eventually have to lose somebody. Because even the diehards of fans of something are eventually going to dislike something about something of something, and eventually it's just going to fall off. Regardless of Pokemon working out, for Nintendo, I was going to say Gearbox. For Nintendo, it might be dropping off of its earliest fan bases. Because it's picking up a lot of today's issues where they make it so it's easier for modern audiences. So what it's doing is it's picking up a lot of kids today, but it's dropping off a lot of the kids who grew up with the series. So people like myself who are now realizing, I think we're just getting a little too old for Pokemon, which is not even really the thing behind it, because you're never too old for Pokemon. You're never too old for an RPG. It's the big issue is it's just it hasn't done anything else. So there's really nothing to entice us into the series. So unfortunately, it's going to drop some of its fan base off, whether it's Modern's fan base or if it's past fan base. Someone's going to eventually drop out. All right, let's go save one more time. Now that we got some gear and weapon for you. Wow, despite all that, I really did not lose much money. Despite the fact that I'm also not using save states either. Unlike 2, where I would be like, okay, save state just in case I buy a weapon I can't use, so I can just reload. Here, I'm actually playing for real. So well, not for real, because I've always been playing for real. I'm just trying not to save state as much as I was. Because I realized, yes, it helped, but it also took away a lot of that, like, true RPG feel. Because technically, I should have died, gone through the dungeon 50 fucking times, but there's some cases in some games, Final Fantasy 1, 2, or Phantasy Star 1 or 2, that I said fuck that. Specifically the end of Phantasy Star 2, where I had to go through that dang dungeon just to go to that last dungeon. So I had to go through like 2 dungeons. I had to go through a dungeon to get to another dungeon, and then exit that dungeon, go through this dungeon again to go freaking heal, and then back. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't have the time is the problem. Giant. Holy shit. That 46 damage, though. I think I know where I do need to go, and it's that dungeon that is where I was earlier. It's literally, I think, the first stop I made when I got to this hub, or overworld. Which is technically right below me. It's so south from me. I am... I'm not lost. I never was really lost. It was just more annoying to remember which spots I covered without having the use of a map in my face or this map, because I have your computer open with a map. Just so I can help myself. But even that isn't enough to really help me, because that's why I'm opening up this map now to see where I am currently. But yeah, like... this is why I'm bad at old school RPGs with an open world. Or such, because I can't remember... I cannot remember. I don't have the memory to remember this layout. I have to play the game enough times. Once ain't enough. I have to play the game like maybe 5 or 6 times or more in succession too. I can't do it in one time. Oh, and then play the game like 5 years later. Oh, beat it again. Beat it another 2 years later. Beat it again. No, I have to beat it like in mad succession in order for me to remember stuff like this. I think they're literally just trying to lure me into one area. But just think about it, though. All this time that I was using a map for Phantasy Star 1, Phantasy Star 2, Final Fantasy 1, and Final Fantasy 2, and 3 for what I used of it. 3, I actually did really well without using a map. I used it towards, like, the mid and end game for some dungeons, and even then, I only used it for, like, 1 or 2 dungeons, because some of them were the splitting dungeons, but nonetheless, I did very good on Phantasy Star 3, or Final Fantasy 3, without using any guide, map guide. I don't use a walkthrough. Any map guide or, you know, of that nature. Because for the most part, I use the in-games map, the midget bread item. For the most part, I actually progressed all of 3 without any sort of FAQ, which is nice. Because I didn't use any FAQ for the games except for Phantasy Star 1, but even then, that was just for the dungeons. And you can't really use a FAQ on some shitty-ass dungeons like that because it's all the fucking same. And trust me, the text walkthroughs to get me through a dungeon, ugh. But yeah. And you saw me with that dungeon from the first overworld in this, that, I guess, fiery dungeon where I got the sapphire gem from. I was literally going through that dungeon multiple times because I didn't know if I missed everything. I didn't know if that was the right way to go. And that was just a small dungeon with a dead end. Just to get the sapphire item. Will I ever play Persona? I don't know. I don't know. Is there a good one to start from? I'm not the kind of guy who likes to jump in the midst of a series, though, either, if any of them continue. So if there's any of them that are sequels, I want to start at the very beginning. If none of them connect, then I'm fine with it. But I still want to play as earliest as I can. Because I don't want to just play, oh, Persona 5, and then why do that when I can play through the beginning of it all? Ooh, the first 2 are on PS1. Oh. Nice. I just want to, even if a series doesn't connect like Final Fantasy, I want to experience and see where it all started. So, I mean, once I get through some of these franchises, I don't see why not. Is that your request? You probably can't do it on phone, but there's if you're ever on the computer, you can hover over the screen with your cursor. Towards the right of my screen should pop up a PSO red box. And if you click that, it allows you to redeem your in-chat currency, which is Meseta, by watching my videos. You get them from either watching me live or just watching my videos in general. And you can basically turn in your hard-earned chat money into video game requests. I'm just saying. That's a fun incentive for all the chatters out there, because it's actually been used twice. And I just got it. It's actually been used 3 times now for people to request me a game, and I got to get through them. First one was already done, which was a Bullet Hell by the name of Toho. The second game I'm doing is Eternal Darkness, and the third game I'm doing at the request of Zero, Half-Life. Have fun, because all 3 of those games were blind. Then more hentai game. Oh, good. So you're gonna request me to play a hentai game? Really? Hopefully it's toned down, because there's no way for me to mute, block, or any of it. Well, I know this is the right way, because this is one, it's the only porn away? Sure. It's the only dungeon on this overworld that looks the way it does. All the other dungeons were inside of a cave. This dungeon looks like a freaking unfinished sandcastle. It's kind of how I know. Great. And I don't like how they divided it. All right. Oh, good. There's only 2 of them. Good. Do I actually have to go through some of these floors? Like, is there reasons for some of these extra floors that I gotta... That's not what I want. I want this item, please. Yes, I will, actually use this monomate. Or actually, I'll just use a dimate. Come here. Thank you. There you go. I found a trimmet. I got an upgrade. Yay! I actually could have used a monomate instead, but whatevs. So it does look like I do have to bounce around a bit, but... It just looks like the first floor connects to almost everything on its own. Not quite, but yeah, so I do have to bounce around between certain floors to get everything. That's fine. Hello! Lyle, remember me, Vries? Lyle, with the sapphire? I need your help to thaw out the whole world. I need your help to thaw out my whole world. Dude, girl problems. I can't handle them. You need to handle your own problems on your own there, sir. See what I did there? People are dying from cold and starvation. Oh, well, that took an interesting turn. I was going to say that women are cold, heartless bitches and they need to thaw. Farther in here are the weather system controls. Your Ren cyborg can fix it all up in no time. In return, I'll join your party to help out. Yay! A 4th party member! Thanks. So give me the only guy in my party that looks like he's up to no fucking good. Literally just look at that portrait. First off, my main character, Reese, looks like he's doing the anime weeb crying. Mew just looks overly beautiful, and then there's Ren, who looks like he's just tired of existing. And then there's this guy. This guy who just has some shit-eating grin on his face. He's got that pure evil look. Like, honestly, in Final Fantasy II, I called it that the main character, one of the main characters that you named, happened to be Zero in my playthrough, was actually one of the main big bads of 2, if you want to call it that, considering you only fight him once and then he's dethroned from his position and then he's into your party. Still, the fact remains that I called that Zero, who wasn't going to be part of my party till about maybe 30 hours into the game, I'd say about halfway through, that he was actually the bad guy. And now I'm calling it here that Lyle has something to do with the bad team. Maybe not. Sometimes I'm good at calling out. Sometimes I'm not good at reading between the lines. But something about him not only giving me the sapphire, but also is literally... I don't know. He can't be that bad if he's also wanting to prevent this world hunger and world freezing, which is also a common a problem in this game. Because it's been mentioned already before that there's a world hunger going on here. What is with these games? Like, 2's premise was basically, oh, there's this big monster. Mother Brain is creating all these monsters, and this planet's not getting enough resources and rain and yada yada, so we gotta go and stop all that. Nada, nada, nada. Okay. Pure evil. Indeed. What am I even fighting? Ow. Ow. Stop that. When I actually get time with it, the battle theme is not bad. This dungeon theme is particularly not even that bad. It's just it's just that you hear it repeat and loop so much because it doesn't even get a chance to finish. Is what kills it for me. And even then, when it came to, was it 9, I think, that had that issue? Or 7, or whatever, 10? Or the original 10 that had, I don't remember, that had the music loop, or the music restart bug, or whatever issues it had. And it didn't even bother me in those games because a lot of the music in those games just meshed to me. But for some reason, now it's standing out. Alright, so there's the climate control box thing. Well, we're at this ain't, well, weather controls. Yes, climate, weather, whatever, nada. But this ain't climate control from Phantasy Star 2. That's a total different thing. Because in 2, everything dried up. The dams, or the portion in the center of town that originally was a wellspring of water all dried up, so I had to release all the dams. That was the premise of that. These guys do too much damage. My God, it's alive. Pure evil. Pure evil. Eh. What do you have? A lot less than I thought, but maybe I should start using your techniques and fights. Entitled. Yeah. Okay. Gonna go and watch a movie with the girl? Nice. Well, enjoy. Thank you for sticking around. And hello to the missus as well. Have a good one, you guys. See you later. Watching Good Boys. Nice. Enjoy your movie. Primate. Oh my god, still alive. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh no. God. Oh. What the fucking hell? Oh. Well, alright then. Hmm. Oh my god. Being down a party member doesn't help me. Ah. Really not much else, is there? Ren fixed the weather control system. I owe you more than I can ever repay. Please come with me and see my beautiful land. We can go by ship from the village of Rassel. Oh. Lord Almighty. Oh, 'cause 2 of my guys are dead, that's why. What's that? What is that beeping? Then beep beep. That it just does not. It just feels odd that that's part of the beat. Right. You use staves? Okay, you can use the hunting knife. Good. Well. So now we have to go back to... Aquatica. That's the second overworld. But that's also the overworld he mentioned that he's from. Also, that is the overworld that was frozen. So now we have to get back to Aquatica. I don't... I really need to get him up on that other gun. Thought I'd try. I believe this was the one. And then I go up here. $156, 81, 1. Yeah, I'm surprised Lyle hasn't leveled. Yay! It is nice, though, this combat is more up to my speed. I could just spam, but half the time I'm not really even paying attention because of how fast the combat is. But it is nice that I could just spam sometimes and focus on Twitch. It's not so much that I could just spam it, it's just that I'm just so used to hitting the button that I didn't even realize that in Phantasy Star 2, if you don't mash the button, your character will literally just stay in the same attack. So that's... I didn't even realize that I was spamming the button so often that it just... my characters were continuing the attack. But that's fine. Can I stop bumping my mic, please? It's so, like, it's just right there. Like, I get it, it's right there, but it's just, it's, like, right where my hands are usually gesticulating. I didn't even know I didn't get that. Oh, that's an item I didn't get. I thought I got everything. I don't even know what I'm in. This was a cave. I get there's man-made stuff inside these caves. Inside caves, but it just looks like I'm inside of some type of mechanical thing. Like, this does not seem natural at all. I get it, it's supposed to all look like it's man-made. I get it. And then there was a weather control system in one of these, but it just, like, why does every cave look like it's... I don't know. All right. Well, this is what it's... This is its unfrozen state. Nice. Hunting staff, hunting knife. I need more laser needles. Some people across the sea worship Leia. This is Russell, stranger, small fishing village. Yeah, but you guys are free to fish now. We minstrels know ancient legends. My favorite is the one that tells of our people fleeing a terribly evil thing called the Dark Forest. The legend says we are the last survivors of a race that sailed between the stars. Alright. So now we just go on this boat, I guess? Because there's a boat right here, so... And this is his hometown. That's what he said. I land Ego. Battles Shosaran, Leia's land. Our land, Ego. Battles Shushoran, Leia's land. Oh my god. Man, they love these fountains. Wait. Huh. It's not much, but fine. I'll take the... I'll have that. Hunting knife. Wow, hunting staff? It's better than a knife? Interesting. I need my laser noodle. Laser needle. Stories tell of monsters appearing in fountains, especially the fountains of Shusharan. Stop it. A young woman was taken into Shusharan's castle. Am I close to this castle? So what's the point of a dock? The dock has to... What the hell? Okay, what is this, Bleach now? Reminds me of the guy Rukia fought. Actually, no, wait. The guy Rukia fought is someone different. It was the guy Byakuya fought after Rukia became unconscious. It was the weird flower douchebag guy. This is some jams. There we go. Yes, I'm saving. Yes, I'm saving. I'm in a new town. Now, if only it would change up a bit. Oh, nothing unusual. Okay, so I'm in the right town. Well, I'm gonna need money. He's doing the Naruto posing. Either could be doing this or he's doing this. Nope, he's definitely doing this. Not bad. Not bad, honestly. 37. Oh no, poison. Ugh. You just don't want to level, do you? I have good feelings about the rest of this series, the rest of Phantasy Star 3, not the whole series as a general, but I do have a good feeling about the rest of the series. It's going to end strong. I do have a good feeling about this game being better than I think. Unless it improves drastically from here on out, this game is not going to get any better for me. In fact, it's probably just not going to be a very good game, but I have very good thoughts on this game. I feel like it's going to get... I feel like it's going to start off bad. Overall, its presentation is horrible. Its overworld is bleh. And its colors that they use, bleh. The music they use is bleh. But I feel like it's going to get better. Not only in its predecessors, but also in this upcoming sequels. Yeah. I just feel like it went step backwards. Like, the characters no longer animate, which is fine. They have animations for when they attack, but then you also don't see yourself. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with this. Also, what bothers me is that the sky... Never mind. I was going to say what bothers me is that there's bars across the top and bottom half of the screen that you barely see. So, for your perspective, it doesn't look like much. But for mine, it looks like the sky is just not touching that top layer, but it is. It's just that there's a border around it that you don't see. You kind of see it at the bottom, though. It's the blue at the bottom. Did the music change the moment I started doing inputs? Yes, it did. I'm actually starting to somewhat like some of the music changes. That's what someone commented yesterday. So it's really... I'm starting to somewhat notice it now more. Steel claw, steel staff, ceramic shot, ceramic needle, ceramic noodle. Hunting ribbon, steel chest. Ooh, I got some armor to buy. I also like Final Fantasy 3's implementation to tell you what you can equip. I'm hoping that becomes a thing in these soon. No NPCs besides the ones in the shops. Sure, I'll save again. Just to get me healed, more or less. Yeah, but there's no one here. Huh. I was gonna see if there's an empty building that has no shop in it, but maybe people to talk to. I was like, why did... I don't know why I had to do that. Some people across the sea worship Leia. I'm assuming that that's what that castle is. You saved us. Feel free to use my ship, heroes. Oh. Well, why, thank you. I mean, I already have commandeered it, but thanks. I was wondering whose boat that was. Probably couldn't even talk to these guys. I don't think everyone was around. I don't think there's a few NPCs I don't think I met when I first came here. I know that there was people who were talking about the fact that they couldn't fish anymore, so that's definitely a change. Huh. I wonder if there's a benefit to the frozen variety of this? Not like it matters, I can't go anywhere while it's frozen anyway. This boat won't move otherwise. What town is this? Or land. Okay, this is Agui. Yes, this is the town of Agoe, or whatever it is pronounced. Anything here? Stories, blah blah blah. Monsters appearing in the fountains, especially the fountains of... yeah, that castle. No matter how hard we try, Leia's folk beat us. Do they now? Alright. Ego a castle. From one castle to another, from one leader to another. My people are not strong enough to beat Shishoran. If the land's attack will be wiped out. Sushoran seems peaceful, but evil lurks within. Yes, it lurks within the green-haired man. Castle is now heavily fortified. Okay. How do I get around it? I like how that this game divides up the castles and towns. I like that. But I like Final Fantasies better. I don't know, just the way they did it. But that's cool. So now we've been to Agua Castle. Is there a monster in here? Excuse me? Okay. How? I would never... I was just trying to talk to it and see if there was a monster in there. I guess this is what they mean by the monsters in the fountain. I guess that's their tip. Hey, there's monsters in fountains, or this specific fountain or whatever. Here, there's a dungeon. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think anything of it either. The fact that there's monsters coming out of these fountains, I should have realized. Oh wait, maybe that means that there's a dungeon. But I didn't think about that. Not only that, I knew that I didn't know there was a dungeon in this town, but with the list of the places on the maps that I have, it says the name of the dungeon. However, I didn't know it was in the fountain. I thought there was like an off spot that I may have to access, maybe, get to the castle. Maybe there's a dungeon there, but oh. This must be the only way into the castle. Since it's locked. Get out of here, you Five Nights at Freddy reject. Oh. I don't get what I don't get what this section is for. According to the map, it shows there's nothing there. Nice. By the time I got to them, I pretty much killed off everything, which is really nice. Alright, so according to the map, this has nothing in it, which is correct. Nine. Just die already. I see, it's a mass heal. That makes sense. I haven't even seen fluid, though. I've been getting nothing but mates. What is that damage on Mew all of a sudden? My God. You just don't want to level. Okay, so I'm in the castle now. I see nothing but... Oh, good. Good. You know that this castle's bad. Okay. Even though I can kind of reach most of the stairs without this, I just want to see where it all leads. And this staircase only leads to one other spot, and that's not a spot with chests, so... Oh my god. Stop. Jesus, die. I have these guys to take care of. They're not all that strong, but... Well, health-wise. But they do a lot of damage regardless. All that did was take me to the top one, which I could have accessed already. So yeah, that kind of was useless. It just saved me a trip walking around. Yes. Yes, get rid of the rocks. There's way too many of them. Go Mew! Holy Lord. Sir! Would you level? Yay. Lyle finally leveled. Lord, why do you take so much? It feels like you take too much. Even though it's not. I was on the stairs, though. But it's not a lot. But it just feels like his amount of experience is much more than what mine are, and I'm a higher level. I probably leveled like 5 times that he did. Thank you! I was on them, though! This is a weird castle design. Also, who has castles with a bunch of staircases in random spots? That leads to a dungeon that was used for whatever reason. Glop? Glop attacks? That's his name? His name's Glop? That's great. That laser gun is so good. I've always enjoyed the weapons like that. Like the one that, what's his name from the first one uses, and the one from 2. 2 is just improved upon, but the one from the first one is because they, it did like multiples of 5 to everybody. So I think like 15, 20, 25, and I think 30 was the more damaging guns, but 25 or 30, and I really, really loved those. Because it just made doing multiples of 5 damage to the whole enemy party is amazing. Or was it, it did increase by multiples of 10. Either or. Ah, god damn it. Oh, I really would really go for some more right now. But he hasn't called. Okay. I love that. Just die, though. I really should focus on using some magic. Okay. Give me this. Damn it. I've been ambushed. Well, alright. Don't poison me. Foy. Ow. Ow! What do you got? Let's try it. And Lyle, what do you got? Oh, you got it again. You got it too? Nice. And I guess me. Sure, because I got... that's probably a waste, but whatever. Okay. It's not bad, but it's still bad. That's better. 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 Alright. Okay, that's not bad for crowd control. Okay. Oh, poison. Fuck you, poison. That's fine. Alright, so this just leads to that chest and one other staircase. Let's try Zahn. Ooh. And Lyle, let's try that, I guess, sure. Ow, ow. Yes. Ow. I really need some upped weaponry and upped armor. But that's okay. Alright, that should be about good. Oh, right, I have no technique. That's right. Anti. What does that do again? 4 grand Susan. No, she's at the band. No. Oh. I don't know what I did. Okay. It was effective, to say the least. I think I went into the staircase that are right below me. I believe I went into that. Yeah, I got every chest then. Oh, Renegade on level. Nice. All that's really left for me to do is talk to that person, I would assume. Where I'm heading... Oh, it's her. How'd she get here? I found her. Please help me take her away. Lyle. If you want her back, fight for her. I have to leave you now, Prince Riss. I'll explain why later if things work out. Why? What? If you want her, you have to fight for her. I don't even know what was happening, because I wasn't expecting that. I take it we found... I take it that's his wife he found. They did say there was an odd woman who was taken to this castle. Or whatever. A strange person, odd person, I don't know. Either way, he also has left the party for reasons. That other NPC wasn't there before. Now it's the time to see you really fight. Okay. Why? Son... Motherfucker. I'll wait on that one. Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? After all that. That's all right. I'll be back to that fight next stream. But there's going to be a lot more planning. I need to grind. I need to get money, and I need to buy better shit. So next time we're going to when I stream tomorrow, I'm going to work my way up there again. So for tomorrow, we don't got to worry about this dungeon and that. So I'm going to grind for some money, get some gear, get some better equipment. And we're going to fuck this dude up. We're going to fuck Lyle up. Of course, he's harder as a boss than he is as a normal opponent. But I hope you all enjoyed some Phantasy Star 2. There's some good progression, I feel. We got 3 characters. 2, technically, today. Because I had her since last stream. So we got that. Did a bit of progression. We actually had some people straight up telling me where to go. So we got this guy. Well, we had to go and get Ren. Then we did the weather machine, which we unfroze everything. Then we found out that this guy's hometown, we can go back there, take the boat, and now we're in the castle of, they said that there was a woman who was taken to this castle, and that's where we're at. I'm assuming the woman we saw him guarding might have been her, because he did say you gotta fight for it. So obviously I did say something about this guy seems off. I don't know. I gotta go repay attention to that dialogue that pops up midway through before I actually go and fight him. And figure out what the heck's going on. And he literally tells me to fight for my woman, leaves, and then fights me. Tells me that he'll join at a later time and tell me why. I don't get that, but this guy just looks evil. And just by the thought of the fact that he left my party just to fight me as a boss fight. I don't know if he's testing me or what's going on, but that just feels shady right there to me. Either way, have a good one, guys. I will see you tomorrow.